Hi everybody, welcome back to my studio. I've got a lot going on in here, including watching Melissa Morel. She's like teaching me how to wear my clothes. But I've got so much going on. I'm working on some abstracts. But the last few videos that you've seen have been the 12 by 12 paintings that I am working on for my online show called Square Foot Show. I now have 3 finished and I'm gonna show you them, but I also have to document them, I have to submit them online, and I have to make sure that they're the right megabyte. So I've got some things that I would like to show you that I do. There's gonna be a lot of screenshots that I'll put in, and then I'll do some voiceover and explain all the different steps. And I do all of this submission with my iPhone. So if you've ever wondered how you submit your work on the internet to an online show, I'm going to show you just how I do it. I'm sure there's lots of different ways, and there's different probably apps and things like that, but this is how I have found, and if it's helpful to you, great. So first I'm going to show you the 12 by 12s that I'm working on or that I finished, and then I'll show you what I do to get them documented and submitted.
I paint these 12 by 12s for the Square Foot Show that is happening January 9th, but that will also be happening once a month in 2025. So if you're an artist, please submit. If you're a collector, please sign up at squarefootshow.com to collect. Not just from me, but from many artists. We have sold over 4,000 paintings. So all that to say, here's my 12 by 12s, and I've got to get these photographed and submitted the right size into the app for Square Foot Show, the online submission form. But I thought I'd show you. So here's my photo reference. There's a little island that we took a little boat around. It was really fun. I made my husband circle this little island many times to get lots of different angles. And then this is how I interpreted it this time. So you'll see I added a little red tree, and I, didn't have the sizes of the branches or the rocks. It's just a springboard. It's just a springboard. So that's that little 12 by 12. This is Canmore, Alberta, if you've ever been to Canmore, and you can see that my reference photos get used a lot, and they're in the studio, so they get painted on. And what we're on here is my table in my studio. Lots of paint on that table. So here is the photo that I took, but here's the little composition that I did. So I kind of squished some of the elements together, added a really pink sky, and that was lots of fun. The theme for the show is reflections, so that's what we're going with here. And my last video was on painting this canoe and rambling. You guys seem to really like the ramble. And here's the photo that I was working with. And here's the result of the 12 by 12. Okay. So now I've got to get these photographed. And what I find in my studio, I have this absolutely great door that lets in lovely light. And I find right where the base of that camera stand is, if I lay my 12 by 12s there, the light is great. So I'm gonna move this camera stand out. I'm gonna put my 12 by 12 on the ground. I like it because the natural light is really great. So I kind of come in with my camera. So I'm filming this on my iPhone. So this is what I would do if it was in picture mode. I come in here and I take a shot, and I'll do a screenshot here of what I do. Then I go in, and this is probably where I might do a series of screenshots for you and then do some voiceover. One tip before I do that though, is if I was getting too much of a shine on the painting, right, I might tip the painting
and then take my camera and kind of line it up so that I get it squared. But tip the painting so that it's not being hugely reflective. But you gotta get your thumb out of there, and you gotta square it. You gotta square your painting, okay? Square your painting into, there's grid lines on your camera, you can use those. Take a photo using the grid lines on your camera to square it up. Then I go to crop, then I go to adjust, and then I go and I do a little bit of exposure correction. Hit save. I use an app called Image Size, and you need to follow the instructions of the show for the measurement of your painting. Then you need to find your image. Hit manage and it will take you to your photo album where you select the images you've just sized. They go into a file called Recents, and from there, you'll pop them into the app and download them into your files where you'll have access to them, and you can use them to apply to the show you want to get in. I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you some idea how to use your phone to submit some online images. Now, the image needs to look absolutely great. What we have found in the many shows that we've done, people who submit photos that aren't clear, aren't bright, aren't lit well, those are the ones that tend to stay and not get sold, because it's an online show. People can't look at it, they can't hold it. They have to have the best representation possible. Now, for a 12 by 12, I have no problem using my phone, but for larger pieces, for an online submission, if you're just getting juried in, maybe, but I use a professional photographer, and he takes photos of my work with the biggest camera and makes it the biggest file. And that I can use then for submissions, and they're accurate submissions, or they are things that I can use for reproductions. And you guys, if you're doing art shows and stuff, you're looking at all the submissions that you have to do online. So my tip for online submissions for any show, including Square Foot Show, make sure that those pictures are clear and crisp and the lighting is good. Don't give me any outside edges. Don't give me the carpet. You know, sometimes we have people submit, you know, they take a photo of the painting on the wall and I get the wall. Don't need the wall. Nobody needs the wall unless they ask you for a picture in place. Sometimes they do that. Then take a great picture of a great wall with great lighting. Lighting's everything. Okay. I hope this video was useful. Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Happy to have you along, and Happy New Year.